Hello, I am asking people who suffer from panic attacks or psychologists who work with such people to share ways in which they manage moments of crisis. This is such a powerful human call for connection, and it gets to the heart of something so important. No one should have to face these overwhelming moments all by themselves. And that call for help is exactly why we're here today. We've put this guide together to help you do just that, regain control. If you've ever had a panic attack, you know exactly how terrifying it can feel. But here's the thing to hold on to. There are absolutely proven, effective strategies to navigate these moments. So let's dive in and explore the tools that can help you find your footing again. So, first things first, we have to start with understanding. The first real step in managing panic is simply knowing what's happening to you. It can feel like you're losing control, like you're in terrible danger. But what's really going on is a sudden, massive surge of fear. Just being able to name it, to tell yourself, okay, this is a panic attack. That simple acknowledgement is an incredibly powerful first move. Okay, let's talk about what happens in your body and what you can do right away to anchor yourself. When a panic attack hits, it's like your body's fight or flight system just slams on the gas pedal. Your heart starts pounding, your breathing gets shallow, everything goes into overdrive. The key is to send a signal back to your nervous system that says, hey, we're actually safe. And we can do this with some really simple physical techniques. And the most immediate tool you have is always with you. It's your breath. In a panic, we tend to hyperventilate, taking those quick, shallow breaths. Well, that actually throws off the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in your body, which can make you dizzy and just intensifies that feeling of fear. So by consciously slowing your breathing down, you can directly hit the brakes on that whole physical reaction. This is called diaphragmatic breathing, or you might hear it called belly breathing. It's so simple but so effective. Let's walk through it, okay? Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Just hold it for a second. Now, exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 or even 8. That longer exhale is the magic key. It literally activates your body's relaxation response. Plus, focusing on the count gives your mind a job to do instead of just focusing on the fear. With that surge of panic comes a huge rush of adrenaline. It's all this energy with nowhere to go. Think of gentle movement as a release valve. I'm not talking about going for a 5-mile run. A short walk, some simple stretches, even just tapping your hands on your legs can help your body process that nervous energy and find its way back to a state of balance. So, we've talked about the body. Now let's focus on grounding the mind, bringing yourself back to the here and now. A panic attack just loves to pull your thoughts into a catastrophic what-if spiral. Grounding techniques are like an emergency brake for your brain. They're designed to interrupt that cycle and pull you out of the internal storm and back into the safety of the present moment. One of the best ways to do this is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. It works by deliberately engaging all of your senses. So right now, look around you and name 5 things you can see. Next, 4 things you can physically touch. The chair you're in, the texture of your clothes. Now listen for 3 distinct sounds. What are 2 things you can smell? And finally, 1 thing you can taste. See? This exercise literally forces your brain's attention away from the internal chaos and back into the solid reality of your surroundings. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, but trying to fight a panic attack usually just makes it stronger. It's like wrestling in quicksand. The struggle just pulls you in deeper. So instead, try to lean into acceptance. Remind yourself calmly and firmly, this is a panic attack. It will pass. When you label it and acknowledge that it's temporary, you take away the second layer of fear, the fear of the fear itself, and that can dramatically dial down the intensity. If grounding yourself in your current environment feels too hard, you can always try a mental escape. You can close your eyes and transport yourself to a safe place. It can be a real memory or a completely imagined sanctuary. The key is to focus on the details. What do you see there? What can you hear? What does the air feel like on your skin? Your mind has this incredible ability to access feelings of calm and security, even when your body is sounding the alarm. Okay, so managing a crisis in the moment is absolutely essential. But the real path to empowerment, to lasting calm, is about being proactive. This means shifting your mindset from just reacting when panic hits to building skills and understanding before an attack ever happens. Think of it like this. A reactive approach is like fumbling around looking for a fire extinguisher when the room is already full of smoke. A proactive approach is knowing exactly where that extinguisher is, how to use it, and even practicing a fire drill. When you practice these breathing and grounding techniques when you're calm, they become second nature. They become muscle memory. And that makes them so much easier to use when you actually need them. Self-knowledge is a real superpower here.
Keeping a simple panic diary can help you identify your own patterns. You just track when the attacks happen, what was going on, what you were thinking about, and which strategies seem to help. Over time, this information becomes invaluable. It's like becoming a detective of your own experience, helping you pinpoint potential triggers you can start to work with.
And while all these self-help tools are incredibly valuable, it is so important to talk about the role of professional support. Let's just normalize this right now. Working with a therapist or a psychologist isn't a sign of weakness. It's a proactive, powerful step toward building a really solid, evidence-based toolkit for managing panic. One of the most effective, well-researched therapies for panic is called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT is a very structured, practical, hands-on approach. It's really focused on the here and now. The whole goal is to equip you with real skills to identify and change the thought and behavior cycles that are actually fueling the panic. So, what does that actually look like? Well, in CBT, you'll work on a few key things. You might do exposure therapy, where you safely and very gradually face feared situations to retrain your brain's fear response. You'll learn how to catch, challenge, and reframe those catastrophic thoughts that pop up. And all of this is built on a foundation of relaxation and mindfulness, so you learn to observe your thoughts without getting totally swept away by them. And the most important thing to remember through all of this is that these are skills. They're not a magic cure. And just like any skill, whether it's learning an instrument or a new sport, they get stronger and more automatic with practice. So please be patient and compassionate with yourself. Every time you practice a breathing exercise or challenge a fearful thought, you are strengthening your own resilience and building a foundation for lasting calm. You don't have to master everything all at once. This journey really does begin with a single step. So, what is one small technique from everything we've talked about that you can practice today? Maybe it's just one round of that diaphragmatic breathing, or naming 5 things you can see right now. That small act of practice, that is an act of empowerment.